The last 3 or 4 days have been a very difficult time for everybody at the club. Do you want to just explain how they've been from your perspective?
Yeah, it's been easily the hardest few days here. One of the hardest things I had to deal with, full stop. Obviously Rob was a friend as well, not just a colleague, so it was incredibly tough. So from my perspective, Monday morning we were going to go to a conference, Rob and myself and a few others, and so I was up fairly early. His phone rang, my phone rang about 7:30 in the morning. That was his number, and it rang once, and I thought, come on, Rob, it's 7:30 in the morning, make the kids breakfast. So I didn't pick it up, and then it rang again 10 minutes later. So well, that's pretty unusual. So I picked it up, and it wasn't Rob. It was a friend of Rob and his wife Suzanne, and obviously he just said, look, this is what's happened. Subsequently found out that he'd suffered heart failure in the night, and just basically not woken up on Monday morning, and so yeah, so an incredibly tough situation. I think there'd been some issues with Rob there, I think, in terms of heart, but no one ever thought it was anything like as significant or serious as this. And, I think he thought it was a manageable problem. Yeah, it was nothing. Sounds like nothing that anyone could have done about it.
You spent some time with Rob's family over the past few days. I can only imagine what they're going through. But from the time you spent with them, how are they? How are they coping with this?
I mean, tough, obviously fragile, but I think Rob's wife is pretty resilient, and we spent some time this morning, and actually, we had a few laughs as well, recounting some stories, and they told me some stories that I hadn't heard before, probably for good reason. Rob hadn't mentioned them, so and they said I could mention them as well, to our colleagues. And so, for example, Suzanne was talking about when he came down and joined the club. He came for an interview in Blackpool, and met Frank and Mark Warburton and David Weir. It's before my time at the club, obviously, and he drove down. He turned up in his car, and he parked on a road that was on a hill near a cliff. And when he parked, and he went off and did the interview, and he came back, and his car was had bricks around all the wheels. He was thinking, oh my goodness me, I've come down to England and they've put my car on bricks. What on earth's going on here? And then he realised that what happened is he'd actually forgot with the handbrake on his car, and it started to roll back down the hill towards the cliff. So a few players, I think possibly Blackpool players, had come out and actually rescued his car and pushed it back up the hill and propped it on some bricks to stop it rolling away. So he came back to his car, and when he realised that, he was mortified with embarrassment, and quickly scottled back to Scotland, probably thinking he would never return. But of course he did return, and probably rightly never told anyone that story. So we were talking to the family this morning and had some stories, and it was there was some smiles as well. So I think difficult situation, but Rob's family in particular stands, I think she's pretty resilient. So hopefully she's going to be okay.
You had the unenviable task of informing the majority of people around the club and at the training ground, a lot of whom were Rob's friends. How do you think that the club has coped in the past few days?
Obviously a mix. I mean, everyone copes differently, don't they? So you were there. We had a staff meeting on Tuesday morning at 9:30, which was a pretty intense occasion, obviously, and there was obviously some tears in that room from some of the staff. And I've got to remember as well that Rob was influential in bringing a lot of B team players, boys, into our club, and obviously they're young lads, so we want to try and support everyone as best we can. But a few of the staff went out for a few drinks to celebrate his life in the afternoon, which was good for everyone, and shared some stories and things. So yeah, people cope in different ways, but I just said to everyone, we've got to try and. I would have thought Rob would have wanted us to sort of press on and honour him by keep on doing what we've been doing, and something which has been what we've been doing has been guided and influenced a lot by him. So we've got to try and honour his legacy in that way.
You mentioned that you weren't at the club when he had that first interview with Mark Warburton, David Weir and Frank McParland. When you came in and when you got the job at Brentford, what were your first impressions of him?
Well, I knew him before that because he started to come to Smarters where I was obviously working at the time, and he was coming once a week, and we were talking about players, and we were already, we were discussing certain things, and we were helping ideas and things, and he was eager to talk and learn maybe from us, and we were learning a lot from him. From an early point, he was part of a very trusted group, which we used him a lot to help us to come into the club and do what we wanted to do, and he did a really great job of that.
When people have been talking about Rob's death in the wider media, the wider world, they've mentioned a lot about him being in a position of seniority at the age of 28, and also that sort of from that unusual background that he came through. You obviously have promoted him or given him a lot of those positions, not just you, but you've been part of that team. So what was it about him that got him to that role?
Knowledge of the game, understanding of the game, personality, loyalty, if that's the right word. So, a difficult situation at the time in February 2015 for everyone, I think. But he wanted to work with us. I think he saw it as an opportunity for himself. Don't forget, he just moved to London himself, and so there was a lot of uncertainty around that for him in terms of the people who brought me here are now going to be leaving the club. What does that mean for me? But we struck up a good relationship, and he was very, very close to us. And I think you can't progress in football without fundamentally really understanding the game, having a good knowledge of players, understanding what makes a football club tick. And he was kind of key as well at the training ground, bringing people together. The culture at the training ground, the fact that we've got a really good group down there now is largely down to him as well, and he was a key part of that. So, so he was certainly important for me when I came into Brentford, in that I hadn't worked in football before, and he helped showed me the ropes, so to speak, a little bit of working in football, and I like to think I helped him. He mentioned he was at a young age. I helped him to grow in his role as a senior person, as a manager, and managing other people and learning that side of it, which it only comes from experience a little bit sometimes. So yeah, we helped each other, and he was a really key part of what we did.
What do you think his legacy will be?
I think the biggest project we did with Rob that he had a big influence in was clearly the B team. So in that first season, when Rasmus and I joined the club, we asked him to review certain things, including the academy, and to think a little bit about how could we do it differently, what else could we do. And we had some ideas. And I remember we had a meeting at Smarters, myself and Rasmus and Rob, and we went through the report, and we went through some ideas, and really the B team idea came partly from a bit of a lame pun on B's and B team, and partly on an idea that we wanted to follow more the model of player development in Germany and Spain and other places where they had far stronger games programmes and had a good track record of bringing players through. So we came up with some ideas, we got a blank bit of paper, we wrote some ideas down, and Raz and I went, okay, well, how are we going to achieve this? And then there you go, Rob, catch, that's yours. And he just did an amazing job of delivering that for us. So it was I think his legacy is many things, but that in particular will be something which he'll be associated with for a long time.
When you think about him, whether it's today or tomorrow in a couple of years' time, what will be your sort of final memory of him?
Probably just him as a person, really, and forget about football. Just he always had a very infectious laugh, and always ready with a joke, and was never down about anything. Even after a defeat, we always having spoke to his wife, maybe he took that home a little bit. maybe she saw that, but it never in front of me. And he was just a very enthusiastic and loyal and fun person to be around. So I think the human side is always the most important thing of anyone and any employee. You want people who have got a great can-do attitude, are fun to be around, add to the environment, and bring the best out of other people, and he certainly did that.